Welcome back to Accessible Gourmet. Today we're making Vietnamese spring rolls. I got this recipe from the website The Woks of Life. It's one of my favorite places to go for Asian recipes because everything I've made from them has been absolutely delicious and absolutely perfect. I've linked the exact recipe I've used in the description below as well as their Instagram handle. The first thing that we have to do is soak the vermicelli or the bean threads as well as the dried mushrooms. So you're going to take hot water, heat it up on the stove, and just submerge the mushrooms and the noodles, make sure everything is covered, and let these soak for about a half an hour. While they're soaking, we're going to take 2 carrots and grate them down on a box cutter. Just be careful when you use a box cutter because I have grated my knuckles more times than I wish to admit, but when you get close to the bottom, just be aware of where your hand is in relation to the box cutter. Once the mushrooms have rehydrated, we're going to squeeze as much of the water out as we can. And we're going to just dice these up into a fine dice, removing any of the hard stems that might still remain. Next, take the noodles and chop them up, also in a fine dice because this is going to be part of our filling as well. So we don't want them too long, we want them pretty tiny. Take a pound of ground pork and put it in a large bowl. We're going to add the noodles, grated carrot, 1 chopped shallot, 1 teaspoon of grated ginger, 1 clove garlic finely minced. To be honest, I use 3 because I like garlic. As well as the diced up mushrooms, 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper, 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, 1 tablespoon of fish sauce, and 1 egg white, and we're going to mix this all together until you almost get a paste-like consistency because you want this really well incorporated. For the rice wrappers, we're going to take 2 cups of warm water and 4 teaspoons of sugar and just mix the sugar until it's dissolved. You can skip the sugar if you'd like, but this is just going to help the wrappers brown as you fry them. We're going to use this to rehydrate the rice papers so we can create our rolls. So take one of the rice discs, soak it in the warm water for about 10 to 15 seconds. You want it still a little firm but pliable. Take about 1.5 tablespoons of filling, place it towards the front end, towards you, and start rolling. You want to push out as many air bubbles as possible so this doesn't explode when you cook it in the oil. We're just going to repeat this process until we've used all of our filling. Put all of your finished rolls on a parchment-lined baking sheet and put it in the fridge for about a half an hour just so these dry out a little bit and so they firm up. This step is going to help reduce the bubbling of the rice paper. It's still going to bubble because that's the nature of rice paper. You want to heat your oil to about 320 degrees Fahrenheit and start frying these in batches. I'm doing 3 at a time just because the rice paper tends to stick together before it gets fried. I want to fry these for about 5 to 6 minutes. Pull them out after 5 to 6 minutes and put them on a baker's rack to kind of drain, and then continue frying until you've fried all of your rolls. Once everything's fried, we're going to bring the temperature up to 350 and then refry these again for 2 minutes. You know, it's always my favorite to double fry. It lends a crispiness that you're not going to get if you only fry it once. After 2 minutes, take them out of the oil, put them on a baker's rack so that they can rest, and we can prepare our sauce and our garnishes. Next, we're going to make the dipping sauce that's traditionally served with these spring rolls. You're going to take 2 tablespoons of hot water and dissolve 1.5 tablespoons of sugar in a small bowl. Just mix that up until all the sugar is dissolved. Then we're going to add a tablespoon of fish sauce and a tablespoon of rice wine vinegar. Finely mince a clove of garlic. Chop up a tablespoon of chili. Then add 1 tablespoon of lime juice. I'm just using the whole lime because I like that extra acidity. Mix this up and your sauce is done. These are usually wrapped in a lettuce leaf, so I'm using Boston lettuce here. Some basil. Again, I didn't have Thai basil, so this is just domestic basil. A little washed mint, a little washed cilantro, your sauce, and then place your egg rolls. To eat these, you want to take a leaf of lettuce, add some mint, add some basil, add some cilantro, put your spring roll, dip in your sauce, take a bite, and there you have it, Vietnamese spring rolls. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, click the like button. If you loved it, subscribe for new videos every week. Until next time, happy cooking.